What if Jedi Masters formed a council of elders? Let's explore the depths of it in the video. Deep beneath the Jedi Temple, something stirs. 7 figures open their eyes. They have been sleeping for over 1,000 years. Now they wake. The temple shakes. The council chambers crack. Master Windu's hand flies to his lightsaber. What is this? A presence rises from below. Ancient, powerful, impossible. Yoda's eyes widen. The old ones. They have returned. The doors explode inward. 7 Jedi Masters step through, their robes from another age, their faces serene but their eyes burning with purpose. The youngest has been meditating for 12 centuries. The oldest, nearly 2,000 years. They look at the modern council and speak words that will fracture the order. You have failed. The Jedi have become soldiers, generals, politicians. You have forgotten what it means to be guardians. And we are here to remind you. Master Windu rises, fury in his voice. Who do you think you are? I am Master Kavan Orr. The Keldor steps forward, his ancient mask gleaming. I fought in the last Sith War. I watched the Order nearly fall because they became tools of power-hungry leaders. And I see it happening again. Beside him, a silver-haired human woman ignites her lightsaber. The blade is pure white. I am Master Leia Cross. I have killed more Sith than your entire council combined. And I tell you now, there is a Sith Lord among you, here, on Coruscant, controlling everything. The council chamber erupts in chaos. Impossible. We would sense such darkness. Would you? A Zabrak warrior named Thoros steps forward. When you are drowning in a river, do you notice the water? You are so deep in corruption and politics that you cannot see the darkness because you swim in it. 3 Jedi Masters are dead. Yoda's voice cuts through the arguments. A Sith infiltrator struck our temple. Escaped, he did. The elders exchange glances. Then it has already begun. Kavan's voice is heavy. The trap is closing, and you do not even see the bars of your cage. What trap? What are you talking about? The war, the clones, the Senate, all of it. Another elder speaks, a human with eyes that seem to see through everything. Master Zarin Voss, everything you think you are fighting for is a lie. And if you continue on this path, the Jedi Order will be destroyed within the year. The accusation hangs in the air like a blade. Master Windu's hand trembles on his lightsaber. You come here after a millennium and dare to judge us? We have fought and bled for the Republic, for the people. That is precisely the problem. Lyanna's voice is cold. The Jedi do not fight for governments. We serve the Force. We protect the innocent. We mediate peace. But you have become an army. And armies are tools, weapons. And when weapons are no longer useful, they are destroyed. The tension in the room is unbearable. Half the council looks ready to attack these ancient intruders. The other half looks uncertain, doubt creeping into their eyes. Anakin Skywalker stands in the corner, watching. He was summoned to the council chambers after returning from a mission. Now he witnesses something unprecedented. 7 ancient Jedi, legends from history, standing against the modern council. And their words resonate with doubts he has carried for years. Enough. Yoda raises his hand. Answers we need. What brought you from your meditation? What woke you from your sleep? We felt the temple scream. Kavan's voice softens. We felt Jedi dying, not in battle, not defending the innocent, but killed in their own home by an enemy they never saw coming. We felt the corruption spreading through the Republic like poison. We felt the dark side growing stronger every day, feeding on your blindness. And we felt the chosen one. The elders turn as one to look at Anakin. Their gazes pierce through him, seeing things the council never acknowledged. This one burns bright in the Force. Zarin steps toward him, but he is conflicted, angry, afraid. The council has taught him to suppress what he feels rather than understand it. And that makes him vulnerable. Anakin feels exposed. These strangers see him more clearly in moments than the council has in years. Master Windu moves to stand between them. Anakin Skywalker is my responsibility. You have no authority here. Authority? Kavan laughs, but there is no humor in it. We need no authority. We are not here to command. We are here to save you from yourselves. We propose the formation of a council of elders, 7 masters who remember the old ways, who can guide you back to your true purpose before it is too late. And if we refuse, then we will watch the Jedi Order burn. Lyanna's words are final, just as we watched it nearly burn before. But this time, we will not weep, because this time you were warned. The confrontation began hours earlier. A Sith assassin had infiltrated the temple during a routine council session. Masters Adi Gallia, Sayesi Teen, and even Peel fell before anyone realized what was happening. The killer vanished into the lower levels, leaving only corpses and chaos. The Senate erupted in outrage. Chancellor Palpatine himself came to the temple, his concerns seeming genuine. If the Jedi cannot protect themselves, how can they protect the Republic? The question hung over everything. But it was the deaths themselves that triggered the awakening. Deep in chambers sealed for a millennium, 7 Jedi Masters felt their brothers and sisters fall, felt the corruption spreading, felt the dark side closing in, and they knew the time had come to return. Now they stand in the council chambers, ancient warriors facing modern Jedi, and the divide between them is a chasm that threatens to swallow the Order whole. The tension in the chamber is palpable. Anakin watches the exchange, fascinated. These ancient masters speak with authority that even Master Windu cannot dismiss, and their words resonate with doubts he has carried for years. Obi-Wan places a calming hand on his shoulder. The elders look to Yoda, who has remained silent. Truth in their words, there is. Lost our way, perhaps we have. But easy criticism is. Solutions, more difficult. We offer both. Kavan steps forward. We propose the formation of a council of elders. 7 masters who remember the old ways. 7 masters who can guide the Order back to its true purpose. We do not seek to replace you, but to counsel you, to remind you of what you have forgotten. And if we refuse, then the Order will fall. Lyanna's words are matter of fact. The Sith will destroy you, not through power, but through manipulation. They already have. They have turned you into weapons. And when weapons are no longer useful, they are discarded. Yoda closes his eyes, feeling the truth of her words. Discuss this with the council we must. But time we may not have. Then we begin now. Tonight. Kavan looks to each of them. We will call a gathering of all Jedi Masters. Let them hear what we have to say. Let them choose their path. That night, the temple's main hall is filled. Every Jedi Master on Coruscant has been summoned. The current council sits on one side, the 7 elders on the other. Between them, hundreds of Jedi wait in silence. Kavan Orr steps forward, his presence commanding the room. Brothers and sisters of the Order, we come before you not as conquerors, but as guardians of memory. We have watched from the depths as the Jedi have become entangled with the politics of the Republic. We have seen masters become generals. We have seen Padawans become soldiers. We have seen the Order of Guardians become an army. And we say to you now, this is not the way. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. Some nod in agreement, Others bristle at the accusation. Master Windu stands. You speak of ideals, but we live in reality. The Republic is at war. The Separatists threaten millions of lives. Would you have us stand aside and do nothing? We would have you remember your purpose. Lyanna's voice cuts through the room. The Jedi are peacekeepers. We mediate. We protect. We serve the Force, not the state. When you became generals, you gave the Sith exactly what they wanted. You became tools. And what of the clones? Master Ki-Adi-Mundi stands. They were created to serve the Republic. Should we abandon them? The clones are slaves. Thoros' voice booms, created without choice, forced to fight. And you command them. How is this different from the Sith? The crowd erupts. Jedi shout over one another, some defending the war effort, others questioning it. Anakin watches from the side, his mind racing. Everything the elders say resonates with his own doubts. But he also thinks of the soldiers he has led, the lives he has saved. Can they really just walk away? Yoda raises his hand and silence falls. A question I have. If withdraw from the war we do, who will protect the innocent? The Separatists will not stop. We will. Zarin Voss steps forward. But not as an army. As Jedi, we will. Send small teams to protect civilians, to negotiate peace, to strike at the true enemy. Not the droids or the Separatists, but the Sith who manipulate them. And you know who this enemy is? Master Shak Ti asks. We have our suspicions. Dovan Kael's eyes are sharp. But first, we must free the Order from its chains. We must sever our official ties with the Republic military. And then, we hunt. The debate continues for hours. Some Jedi support the Elder's vision, seeing it as a return to the Order's true purpose. Others see it as abandonment, a betrayal of the Republic in its darkest hour. Finally, Yoda calls for a vote. Those who wish to follow the old ways stand with the Elders. Those who wish to continue serving the Republic remain with the current council. The hall falls silent. Then, slowly, Jedi begin to move. Younger masters, those who have seen the horrors of war, step toward the Elders. Older masters, those with deep ties to the Senate, remain. The Order splits down the middle. Anakin looks to Obi-Wan, torn. His former master's face is conflicted, but he remains with the traditional council. Anakin takes a step toward the Elders, then stops. He cannot choose. Not yet. In the days that follow, the temple becomes divided. The Elders establish their headquarters in the lower levels, training their followers in ancient techniques. The traditional council continues to coordinate the war effort from above. Anakin finds himself caught between two worlds. By day, he leads clone troopers in battle, fighting alongside Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. By night, he descends to the lower levels, drawn by curiosity and something deeper. One evening, he finds Master Zarin Voss meditating in an empty chamber. The ancient master opens his eyes as Anakin approaches. You are conflicted, young Skywalker. Yes, Master. I don't know which path to follow. You feel loyalty to your master, to the Republic. But you also feel the truth in our words. I do. But I can't abandon the people I've fought beside. The clones, the civilians. They need protection. And who do you think sends them into danger? Zarin's words are gentle but pointed. The Sith orchestrate this war. Every battle you fight, every victory you win, it serves their purpose. You are a pawn, Anakin. And pawns are sacrificed when the game is won. Then teach me. Teach me how to fight without being a pawn. Teach me the old ways. Zarin smiles and gestures for Anakin to sit. Over the following weeks, the ancient master becomes Anakin's secret teacher. He shows him techniques the modern order has forgotten. The art of force empathy, feeling the emotions of others and guiding them toward peace. The practice of force persuasion, not through mind tricks, but through understanding and connection. And most importantly, the philosophy of emotional balance. The modern Jedi fear emotion, Anakin. They teach you to suppress anger, to deny passion, to reject attachment. But this is a lie. Emotion is not the enemy. The dark side is not born from feeling, but from being consumed by feeling. You must learn to experience emotion without letting it control you. But the Council says attachment leads to jealousy, to fear, to the dark side. And they are wrong. Zarin's eyes are kind, but firm. Attachment becomes dangerous when it turns possessive. When you love someone so much that you would burn the galaxy to keep them safe. But love itself? Love is the purest expression of the Force. The Sith do not love. They possess. They dominate. True love is selfless. It seeks the other's happiness, even at the cost of your own. This is the balance the ancient Jedi understood. This is what we must reclaim. For the first time in his life, Anakin feels seen. The Council has always viewed his emotions as a flaw, something to be controlled and suppressed. But Zarin sees them as a strength, something to be understood and channeled. The training is difficult. Zarin pushes him to confront his fears, his anger, his attachments. But instead of suppressing them, he teaches Anakin to flow through them, to acknowledge them without being ruled by them. Meanwhile, the political situation deteriorates. Chancellor Palpatine makes his move. He addresses the Senate, his voice grave with concern. Senators, the Jedi Order is fracturing before our eyes. While brave men and women die on the front lines, Jedi Masters debate philosophy in their temple. This cannot stand. Some call for the Jedi to be removed from military command entirely. Others demand that the elders be arrested for sedition. The Republic is tearing itself apart, and Palpatine fans the flames with carefully chosen words. On the battlefield, the consequences are immediate. Without the full support of the Jedi, Republic forces suffered devastating losses. Obi-Wan leads a defense of Cato Neimoidia, but without reinforcements, he is forced to retreat. The Separatists gain ground, pushing deeper into Republic space. Master Windu watches the reports with growing frustration. We are losing this war. The Elders have weakened us at the worst possible time. Or perhaps they have revealed the truth. Master Plo Koon speaks quietly. We were losing this war long before they arrived. We have been fighting the wrong enemy. Then who is the right enemy? The one who orchestrates it all. The Sith Lord. He is here on Coruscant, hidden in plain sight. And while we fight droids and separatists, he tightens his grip on the Republic. Then we find him. We end this, once and for all. The opportunity comes when the Separatists launch a major assault on Coruscant itself. General Grievous leads a fleet of warships through the planet's defenses, striking at the capital. It is a bold move, designed to capture Chancellor Palpatine and throw the Republic into chaos. The attack begins at dawn. Separatist cruisers drop out of hyperspace directly above the Senate district. Defense platforms scramble to respond, but they are overwhelmed within minutes. Turbo laser fire rains down Sheldraui, the city, tearing through buildings and sending civilians running for shelter. In the temple, both councils mobilize. Traditional Jedi race to defend the Senate building and evacuate civilians. The elders and their followers move with a different purpose. This is a distraction. Kavan Orr watches the battle from the temple spires. The true target is not the Chancellor. It is us, the Jedi. While we fight Grievous, the Sith Lord will make his move. Then we divide our forces. Yoda has joined them, recognizing the wisdom in their words. The young will fight the battle above, the old will hunt below. Anakin, torn between both worlds, makes his choice. He will fight with the Republic forces, but his heart is with the elders. As he races to join Obi-Wan, Zarin's words echo in his mind. Remember, Anakin, feel, but do not be consumed. Fight, but do not lose yourself. This is the way. The battle for Coruscant is chaos. Grievous's forces smash through the defense fleet, landing troops across the planet. Clone troopers engage battle droids in the streets. Civilians flee in panic. And above it all, Republic fighters duel with Separatist vulture droids in a deadly dance. Anakin sprints to the temple hangar where his custom starfighter waits. The yellow hull gleams under the emergency lights. He vaults into the cockpit and fires the engines, not waiting for clearance. The fighter screams into the sky, joining the swirling battle overhead. Beside him, Ahsoka keeps pace in her own fighter, her skills sharpened by months of war. Master, this feels wrong, like we're being led into a trap. Trust your instincts, Snips. But we have a job to do. Protect the Chancellor at all costs. They weave through the chaos, targeting vulture droids that swarm like insects. Anakin's targeting computer locks on. He fires, and 3 droids explode in quick succession. But for everyone he destroys, 2 more appear. The Separatist flagship looms ahead, a massive Providence-class destroyer bristling with weapons. Grievous is aboard that ship. Anakin can feel it. The cyborg's presence in the Force is like a void, cold and mechanical. He banks hard, dodging a stream of blaster fire from a TIE fighter. Ahsoka covers him, her shots precise and devastating. They make a good team, master and apprentice, their connection forged in countless battles. All fighters, form up on me. We're taking that flagship down. Roger that, General. Clone pilots fall into formation behind him, their voices calm despite the chaos. Anakin leads them in a steep dive, skimming the hull of a Republic cruiser before pulling up sharply. The maneuver throws off his pursuers, buying them precious seconds. They race toward the flagship, weapons blazing. The flagship's point defense systems activate, filling the space around them with lethal fire. Anakin weaves between the streams of energy, his reflexes enhanced by the Force. 2 clone fighters aren't fast enough. They explode in brilliant fireballs, their pilots gone in an instant. Anakin grits his teeth. Every loss cuts deep, but he can't let it distract him. Focus, channel it. Don't be consumed. He targets the flagship's shield generator, a vulnerable point near the ship's midsection. His torpedoes streak forward, impacting with devastating force. The shields flicker and fail. Now, all fighters target the hangar bay, pour it on. They unleash everything they have. The flagship's armor buckles under the assault, and massive explosions tear through its interior. Separatist fighters scramble to intercept, but it's too late. The hangar bay is breached, venting atmosphere and debris into space. Anakin and Ahsoka punch through the opening, landing their fighters inside the damaged hangar. Clone gunships follow, disgorging troops who immediately engage the battle droids defending the area. Anakin leaps from his cockpit, lightsaber igniting in midair. He lands among a squad of super battle droids, his blade flashing. The droids fall in pieces, their circuits sparking. Ahsoka lands beside him, her twin sabers spinning. They move through the ship like a storm, cutting down anything that stands in their way. Behind them, clone troopers secure the hangar and push deeper into the ship. Commander Rex leads the assault, his blasters barking orders and fire in equal measure. General, we've got heavy resistance on Deck 7. Grievous is fortifying the bridge. Then we go through them. Rex, take your men and secure the engine room. Cut off his escape route. Sir, yes, sir. Anakin and Ahsoka race toward the bridge, the ship shuddering around them as the battle rages. They encounter droid patrols at every turn, but nothing slows them down. Anakin's red blade cuts through blast doors and droids alike, clearing a path. Ahsoka uses the Force to hurl droids into walls, her movements graceful and deadly. They reach the bridge level to find it heavily defended. Droidekas roll forward, their shields shimmering as they open fire. Anakin deflects the blaster bolts, his blade moving faster than the eye can follow. Ahsoka flanks them, using the Force to collapse a support beam onto the droids. The shields hold, but the impact stuns them long enough for Anakin to close the distance. He drives his lightsaber through the shield emitters, and the droidekas collapse under his follow-up strikes. The bridge doors open, and General Grievous emerges. The cyborg general stands over 8 feet tall, his mechanical body a nightmare of dura-steel and rage. In his clawed hands, he holds 4 lightsabers, trophies taken from fallen Jedi. His eyes glow yellow in the dim light, and his rasping cough echoes through the corridor. Skywalker, and the little apprentice. How delightful. More lightsabers for my collection. You won't get the chance. Anakin raises his blade. This ends now, Grievous. The general laughs, a horrible mechanical sound. Yes, it does. He ignites all 4 lightsabers at once, their blades casting colored shadows across the walls. Then he charges, his body spinning like a whirlwind of death. Anakin and Ahsoka split, attacking from opposite sides. Grievous's 4 arms move independently, each one wielding a lightsaber with deadly precision. He blocks Anakin's overhead strike while simultaneously parrying Ahsoka's thrust. His 3rd and 4th blades slash at them, forcing them to leap back. The cyborg presses forward, his mechanical body capable of movements no living being could replicate. He spins, his sabers creating a deadly sphere of energy that keeps both Jedi at bay. Anakin circles, looking for an opening, while Ahsoka attacks from the other side. They coordinate without words, their connection in the Force guiding them. When Grievous focuses on Anakin, Ahsoka strikes. When he turns on her, Anakin attacks. Slowly, they begin to find the rhythm of the fight. But Grievous is not easy prey. He has killed many Jedi, and he knows their tactics. He feints toward Anakin, then suddenly reverses, his sabers whirling toward Ahsoka. She barely blocks the attack, the impact sending her sliding back. Grievous follows, pressing his advantage. 2 of his sabers bear down on her, while the other 2 keep Anakin at bay. Snips. Anakin reaches out with the Force, grabbing a piece of debris and hurling it at Grievous. The general's reflexes are lightning fast. He bats the debris aside without even looking, but it gives Ahsoka the opening she needs. She rolls under his guard and slashes at his leg joints. Sparks fly as her lightsaber cuts through the hydraulics. Grievous stumbles, his damaged leg throwing off his balance. Anakin seizes the moment, charging forward with a powerful overhead strike. Grievous blocks it, but the force of the blow drives him to one knee. His mechanical body groans under the strain. Ahsoka attacks from the other side, her twin blades targeting his arms. Grievous roars, his 4 sabers spinning in a desperate defense. He manages to push them both back, but his movements are slower now, hampered by his damaged leg. You will not defeat me. I have killed countless Jedi. I am the perfect warrior. You're a coward. Anakin's voice is cold. You collect lightsabers from Jedi you've ambushed and outnumbered, but you've never faced someone who can match you. The words strike deeper than any blade. Grievous's eyes flare with rage. He abandons defense and launches a berserk assault, his four sabers moving in a blur. Anakin meets the attack head-on, his single blade somehow deflecting all four. The technique Zarin taught him flows through his body, his movements economical and precise. He doesn't waste energy. Every motion serves a purpose. Grievous presses harder, his mechanical strength driving Anakin back step by step. But then Ahsoka rejoins the fight, her sabers finding the gaps in his defense. She cuts through another leg joint, and Grievous collapses to both knees. Still, he fights, his upper body spinning to keep them at bay. Anakin and Ahsoka attack together, their lightsabers moving in perfect synchronization. They drive Grievous back against the wall, cutting away his weapons one by one. His first lightsaber falls, severed from his mechanical hand, then his second, his third, until only one remains, gripped in his final functional hand. Grievous lunges forward in a last desperate attack, but Anakin sidesteps and brings his red blade down in a devastating arc. The lightsaber cuts through Grievous's chest plate, severing the vital systems that keep him alive. The cyborg general shudders, his eyes dimming. His final lightsaber clatters to the floor, and then he falls, his mechanical body going still. Anakin and Ahsoka stand over him, breathing hard. Around them, clone troopers secure the bridge. The battle for the flagship is won. But as Anakin reaches out with the Force, he feels the disturbance growing stronger. Something is wrong. Something dark is moving in the shadows below. Ahsoka, take command here. Get this ship under control and help the Republic forces. What about you, Master? I have to get to the Senate. The real fight is about to begin. He doesn't wait for her response. He sprints back to his fighter, the Force urging him faster. Every instinct screams that he is needed elsewhere, that the true enemy is making his move. The fighter launches from the damaged hangar, screaming back toward the planet's surface. Below, Coruscant burns. Smoke rises from a dozen different fires. Clone troopers and droids clash in the streets. And in the Senate building, something ancient and evil waits. They fight their way to the Senate building, where Grievous has cornered Palpatine in his office. But when Anakin bursts through the doors alongside Obi-Wan, he finds a strange scene. The cyborg general stands over the Chancellor, lightsabers ignited. But he is not attacking. He is waiting. Jedi so predictable, always rushing to save the helpless, always playing the hero. Grievous's voice carries an edge of mockery that doesn't quite fit. Anakin ignites his red blade, Obi-Wan's blue joining it a moment later. They move to flank Grievous from both sides, but something feels off. The Force swirls around them, dark and heavy. This isn't right. Obi-Wan feels it too, his eyes narrowing. Grievous attacks, but his movements lack the savage ferocity Anakin just faced on the flagship. This is different. Slower, more deliberate. It's as if the general is going through the motions, drawing out the fight rather than trying to win it. Anakin and Obi-Wan exchange glances, their coordination perfect. They've fought together for so long that they communicate without words. Obi-Wan feints left, drawing two of Grievous's sabers, while Anakin strikes from the right. His blade cuts deep into the general's arm, severing it at the elbow. Grievous roars and spins, his remaining weapons creating a deadly barrier. But Anakin can feel the deception now. This is theater, a performance designed to keep them occupied. Behind them, Palpatine watches with barely concealed interest. His kindly expression is in place, but his eyes gleam with something else. Something hungry. Obi-Wan presses the attack, his Form 3 defense becoming a relentless offense. He deflects Grievous's strikes and counters with precise cuts that disable another of the general's arms. The cyborg stumbles back, his mechanical body sparking. But as he falls, Anakin feels it. The darkness surging, the trap springing. "Obi-Wan, get back! It's too late!" Palpatine raises his hand, and Obi-Wan is thrown across the room, slamming into the wall with bone-crushing force. He crumples to the ground, stunned. Anakin spins, his lightsaber coming up just in time to block a bolt of Force lightning. The energy crackles against his blade, the pain excruciating. But he holds firm, his training with Zarin giving him the strength to endure. Palpatine rises from his chair, his kindly mask melting away like wax. Beneath it is something cold and ancient, a face twisted by decades of corruption and dark side power. His yellow eyes burn with malevolence. "Well done, my young friend. You are more perceptive than the others. Grievous was never here to capture me. He was here to bring you, Lord Sidious." Anakin's voice is steady despite the fear churning in his gut. "You've been hiding in plain sight all along." "Indeed. And you have been so useful, Anakin. Your wars, your struggles, your pain, all of it has served my purpose. The Jedi divided, the Republic mine, and the galaxy ripe for the taking. Now you have a choice. Join me, and I will teach you powers beyond imagination. Power to save those you love. Power to reshape the galaxy. Refuse, and you will die with the rest of your order." Anakin feels the rage building inside him. This man, this creature, has orchestrated everything. The war, the suffering, the deaths of millions of clones and civilians. And he stands here, smiling, offering power as if it is a gift. The dark side whispers to him, promising strength, promising justice, promising an end to all of this. For a moment, Anakin teeters on the edge. The anger threatens to consume him, to pull him into the abyss. But then he remembers Zarin's teachings, the meditation sessions where he confronted his fears, the exercises where he learned to feel without being ruled by feeling. He takes a deep breath, centering himself in the Force. The anger doesn't disappear. It's still there, burning bright. But it no longer controls him. He controls it. "I am a Jedi, and you are going to pay for what you've done." "Foolish boy." Palpatine's face twists with fury. He raises both hands and lightning erupts from his fingertips, a torrent of pure dark side energy. Anakin brings his lightsaber up, the blade absorbing the lightning. The pain is worse than anything he has ever felt. It feels like his nerves are on fire, his muscles tearing themselves apart. But he holds firm, his feet planted, his will unbroken. Zarin taught him this too. How to endure. How to weather the storm without being swept away. Behind Palpatine, Obi-Wan pulls himself to his feet. Blood runs from a cut on his forehead, but his eyes are clear. He ignites his lightsaber, the blue blade casting light through the smoke. And from the shadows outside, footsteps echo. Master Windu enters first, his purple blade already ignited. His face is grim, carved from stone. Behind him, Master Yoda hobbles forward, leaning on his cane. But there is nothing frail about him now. His eyes burn with ancient power. "It ends here, Sidious." Windu's voice is hard as Durasteel. "Your lies, your manipulations, your corruption, all of it ends tonight." Palpatine's eyes widen for just a moment before his smile returns. At last, the Jedi reveal their hand. "But you are too late. My pieces are already in place. The clones are mine, and when I give the order, your precious order will burn." He reaches for a device on his wrist, but Yoda raises his hand. A wave of Force energy slams into Palpatine, throwing him back against his desk. The device clatters to the floor, and Windu crushes it with a focused blast of force power. You will give no orders. Not tonight. Not ever again. Palpatine rises, his red lightsaber igniting with a snap hiss. The blade casts crimson shadows across the office. So be it. If I cannot rule, then I will destroy. And I will start with you. He raises his lightsaber high and then unleashes a scream, a sound filled with centuries of hatred and dark power. The office windows shatter outward, raining glass onto the city below. And then Palpatine attacks. He moves like a blur, his lightsaber striking at all 4 Jedi simultaneously. Anakin barely blocks the first strike, the impact sending shockwaves up his arm. Obi-Wan parries the second, his Form 3 technique deflecting the blade aside. Windu meets the third strike head-on, his Va pad feeding on the dark side energy. And Yoda leaps over the fourth, his small form impossibly fast. The 5 combatants clash in a storm of light and shadow. Palpatine's rage fuels him, but it also blinds him. He attacks with overwhelming power, but without precision. Anakin uses this, flowing around the strikes rather than meeting them head-on. He remembers Zaren's lessons: economy of motion, efficiency over strength. Let your opponent exhaust himself while you conserve your energy. Obi-Wan fights beside him, their partnership honed by years of battle. When Palpatine focuses on Anakin, Obi-Wan strikes from the side. When the Sith Lord turns on Obi-Wan, Anakin attacks from behind. They drive him back, step by step, their coordination flawless. Master Windu presses from the front, his Va pad technique growing stronger with every exchange. The dark side energy that Palpatine radiates becomes fuel for Windu's attacks. Each strike is more powerful than the last, battering through the Sith's defenses. And Yoda, ancient and wise, strikes at the perfect moments. His blade finds the gaps, the openings that appear for only a fraction of a second. He targets Palpatine's balance, his stance, disrupting his rhythm. The Sith Lord realizes he is being overwhelmed. He leaps backward, putting distance between himself and his opponents. Then he raises both hands and unleashes a torrent of Force lightning. The energy fills the room, arcing between the 4 Jedi. Anakin deflects it with his lightsaber, but the pain is still intense. Obi-Wan creates a Force barrier, protecting himself and Windu. Yoda absorbs the lightning, channeling it into the floor. The marble cracks and splinters under the assault. Palpatine pours more power into the attack, drawing on reserves of dark side energy that should not be possible. But the Jedi hold firm. And then, as one, they strike back. Yoda releases the stored lightning, redirecting it at Palpatine. Windu channels his own Force energy, amplifying the attack. Anakin and Obi-Wan add their power, creating a combined assault that overwhelms even the Dark Lord's defenses. Palpatine screams as his own lightning turns against him. The energy courses through his body, burning and twisting. He falls to his knees, his lightsaber clattering from his grip. But he is not finished. With a roar, he unleashes a shockwave of pure Force energy. The blast throws all 4 Jedi back, scattering them across the room. Furniture explodes, walls crack, the ceiling groans under the strain. Palpatine rises, his face a mask of fury and pain. You cannot defeat me. I am the Senate. I am the Republic. I am inevitable. No. Anakin pulls himself to his feet, his red blade reigniting. You are a parasite. You fed on the Republic's fear and corruption. But we are here to cut you out. He charges forward, and the others follow. The battle moves from the office into the Senate chambers, the vast circular room where laws are made and broken. Palpatine stands at the center, his power radiating outward like a dark star. He rips Senate pods from their moorings, hurling them at the Jedi. Anakin leaps over one, his blade cutting through another. Obi-Wan deflects a third with the Force, sending it spinning into the wall. Windu and Yoda advance from opposite sides, trapping Palpatine between them. The Sith Lord spins, his lightsaber moving in a crimson blur. He fights with the desperation of a cornered animal, his attacks wild but devastatingly powerful. Master Windu meets him blade to blade, their lightsabers locked in a contest of wills. Sparks fly where purple meets red. The floor beneath them cracks from the force of their duel. Yoda attacks from behind, his small form darting in to strike at Palpatine's legs. The Sith Lord leaps away, but Anakin is waiting. His red blade flashes, cutting across Palpatine's shoulder. The Dark Lord screams, more in rage than pain, and unleashes another burst of lightning. But this time, all 4 Jedi are ready. They create a combined force barrier, the attack splashing harmlessly against their defense. Then they press forward as one. 4 lightsabers against one. 4 warriors united against one tyrant. Palpatine fights with everything he has, but it is not enough. Anakin's blade cuts through his right arm, severing it at the elbow. Windu's strike disables his lightsaber hand, the weapon falling to the ground. Yoda's attack sweeps his legs out from under him, sending him crashing to the floor. And Obi-Wan's blade finds his heart. The Dark Lord of the Sith shudders, his yellow eyes wide with disbelief. Impossible. This is not how it ends. This is not my destiny. Your destiny is what you made it. Windu's voice is cold with finality. You chose power over principle, domination over service, and now you pay the price. You are under arrest for crimes against the Republic, for treason, for mass murder, for the corruption of democracy itself. Palpatine opens his mouth to respond, but his voice fails him. The light fades from his eyes. His body goes still. And with his death, a wave ripples through the Force. It's like a storm breaking, dark clouds parting to reveal clear sky. The oppressive weight that has hung over the galaxy lifts. For the first time in years, the Force feels clean. Anakin drops to one knee, exhausted. The battle has taken everything out of him. But he feels something else too. Relief, vindication, the knowledge that he made the right choice, that he did not fall. Master Windu places a hand on his shoulder. You did well, young Skywalker. Better than any of us had the right to expect. I had good teachers. Anakin looks up at him, then at Obi-Wan and Yoda. All of you. You taught me to be better than my fears. Outside, the battle still rages. But the tide is turning. With Grievous dead and Palpatine defeated, the Separatist forces falter. Clone commanders receive confused orders, then no orders at all. Some continue fighting out of momentum. Others begin to retreat. But something else happens too. Something that sends ice through Anakin's veins. Across the galaxy, clone troopers suddenly stop. Their faces go blank, their eyes glaze over, and then they turn their weapons on their Jedi commanders. Execute Order 66. The words echo through encrypted channels, a final command from the dead Sith Lord. The inhibitor chips activate, overriding loyalty, friendship, and individuality with cold programming. On Cato Neimoidia, Commander Cody receives the order. He watches Obi-Wan's starfighters streak past, heading toward the enemy lines. His finger moves to the targeting controls. One shot. That's all it would take. His men raise their weapons, sighting in on the Jedi fighter. But Cody hesitates. Something feels wrong. This order, it doesn't make sense. General Kenobi is not a traitor. He has fought beside them, bled with them, saved their lives more times than he can count. The chip pulses in his brain, trying to force compliance. But Cody is more than his programming. He is a soldier, a leader, a man. With an effort of will that should be impossible, he lowers his weapon. "Stand down." His voice is strained, every word a battle against the chip. "Stand down." That's an order. His men look at him, confused. The chips scream at them to fire, but their commander's voice is stronger. Slowly, they lower their weapons. The moment passes. On Felucia, Jedi Master Isla Sakura feels the shift in her clone escort. She spins, her lightsaber igniting, just as they open fire. The first volley catches her by surprise, burning across her shoulder. Pain explodes through her body, but she doesn't fall. She deflects the next shots, her blade moving in desperate arcs. The clones advance, their faces emotionless, their fire relentless. Isla reaches out with the Force, not to attack, but to understand. She feels the foreign presence in their minds, the chip that has turned them into puppets. And she feels something else. The faint resistance, the part of them that is still human, screaming against their actions. She could kill them. It would be easy. But these men are victims, not villains. Instead, she focuses her power, channeling the techniques the elders have been teaching. The Force flows through her, touching each clone's mind. She doesn't break the chips, but she weakens them, creates cracks in their programming. The clone troopers stumble, their aim faltering. Some drop their weapons, clutching their heads. Others fall to their knees, fighting an internal war. Isla doesn't waste the opportunity. She runs, using the Force to enhance her speed, disappearing into the jungle. Behind her, the clones slowly regain control of themselves. They look at their weapons in horror, realizing what they almost did. On Kashyyyk, Master Yoda is not present. He is on Coruscant confronting Palpatine. But his clone escort receives the order anyway. Commander Gree and his men ready their weapons, preparing to ambush the Jedi Master who isn't there. Confusion ripples through their ranks. The inhibitor chips push them to execute the order, but there is no target. Hours pass. The chips continue to pulse, but without immediate action, the programming begins to weaken. The clones talk among themselves, their personalities reasserting. And slowly, the horror of what they were ordered to do begins to sink in. In the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, the situation is different. Clone troopers storm the entrance, their weapons ready. The inhibitor chips have full control here, no doubt or hesitation to slow them down. They march through the halls, targeting any Jedi they find. Masters, knights, Padawans. The chips make no distinction. But the temple is not undefended. The elders, having anticipated this possibility, have already mobilized. Master Lyanna Cross stands at the main entrance, her lightsaber ignited. Behind her, a dozen younger Jedi form a defensive line. As the first wave of clones enters, she does not attack. She reaches out with the Force, her power washing over them like a wave. The ancient technique is one the modern Jedi have forgotten, but the Yitu elders remember. It bypasses the conscious mind, speaking directly to the deeper self. The clones stumble, their advance halting. The chips scream at them to fire, but Lyanna's power is stronger. She shows them who they are. She reminds them of the bonds they have formed with their Jedi commanders. She reveals the truth of their enslavement. One by one, the chips crack under the assault. The clones drop their weapons, falling to their knees as their true selves reassert control. What have we done? One trooper stares at his hands in horror. We were ordered to. We couldn't stop. You were slaves. Lyanna's voice is gentle. But you are free now. Come, we must help the others. She leads them deeper into the temple, where other clone squads are still under the chip's control. The freed troopers fight alongside the Jedi, targeting their still enslaved brothers with stun rounds. It is a desperate battle. Jedi and loyal clones against those still trapped by their programming. Younglings huddle in the training rooms, protected by knights who stand watch over them. Master Kavanor coordinates the defense, his ancient tactical mind working through scenarios at lightning speed. He orders evacuations through secret tunnels, gets the most vulnerable to safety first. The temple becomes a battlefield, lightsabers clashing against blaster fire. But this time, the Jedi are not fighting to kill. They are fighting to save, to free their brothers from their chains. In the council chambers, Master Zarin Voss meditates, his power radiating outward. He can feel the chips across the temple, can sense their electronic pulses, and he begins to disrupt them. It is exhausting work, requiring tremendous focus and control. But one by one, the chips fail. Troopers shake their heads, confused as their programming releases them. They look around at the chaos they've caused, at the Jedi they nearly killed, and shame washes over them. We didn't know. We couldn't control it. We know. A Jedi Knight helps one trooper to his feet. You are not responsible for this. The Sith are. The battle continues for hours. Slowly, the temple is secured. The freed clones help hunt down those still under control, working to disable rather than kill. It is brutal work, but necessary. By nightfall, the last of the chips have been broken. The temple stands, scarred but intact. In the Senate building, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Windu, and Yoda receive the reports. The galaxy is in chaos. Some Jedi have fallen to the clone attacks, but many more have survived, saved by the intervention of the Elders or by clone commanders who resisted their programming. The truth about the inhibitor chips spreads quickly. Once the first chips are removed and examined, Republic scientists confirm their existence and purpose. The revelation rocks the galaxy. The clones, hailed as heroes, are revealed to be slaves with bombs in their heads. Public opinion turns sharply. The clone program is denounced as an atrocity. Protests spring up across the Republic, demanding justice for the clones and accountability for those who created them. The Kaminoans, who designed the chips, are arrested and charged with crimes against sentience. Chancellor Palpatine's role in their creation is exposed through documents recovered from his office. The evidence is overwhelming. He orchestrated everything: the Separatist crisis, the clone army, the chips, the war. All of it was designed to give him absolute power. The Senate is in shock. Many senators had trusted Palpatine, believed in his vision. Now they must confront the truth that they were manipulated, that their votes and decisions served a Sith Lord's agenda. Some resign in shame. Others call for sweeping reforms. The Republic teeters on the edge of collapse. In the aftermath, the Jedi Order begins the long work of healing. The two councils meet in the temple's main hall, surrounded by Jedi from both factions. The division that has defined them for months no longer seems important. They faced the darkness together and survived. Master Windu speaks first, his voice heavy with emotion. "We owe you an apology. You warned us. You told us we had lost our way, that we had become tools of the state. And we refused to listen, until it was almost too late. And we were too rigid in our approach." Kavanor steps forward. "We spoke of the old ways as if they were perfect, as if returning to the past would solve all problems. But the galaxy has changed. We must change with it. Then let us find a new way together." Yoda hobbles into the center of the circle, leaning on his cane. Neither the old nor the new alone, but both, balanced, in harmony. The path forward, this is. The assembled Jedi murmur their agreement. For the first time in generations, there is hope. Real hope, not built on denial or suppression, but on honest acknowledgement of their failures and the determination to do better. The rebuilding begins immediately. A new combined council is formed, with seats for members of both the traditional council and the elders. Master Windu, Master Yoda, Master Plo Koon, and Master Shak Ti represent the traditionalists. Master Kavan Orr, Master Lyanna Cross, Master Zarin Voss, and Master Thoros represent the elders. Together, they chart a new course for the Order. The first decision is unanimous. The Jedi will officially sever their ties with the Republic military. Never again will they serve as generals or commanders. They will return to their original purpose as peacekeepers and mediators. The announcement sends ripples through the Republic. Some senators protest, arguing that the galaxy needs the Jedi now more than ever. But others support the decision, recognizing that the military entanglement corrupted both institutions. A compromise is reached. The Jedi will provide advisors and negotiators to help resolve conflicts, but they will not command armies. They will protect civilians and mediate disputes, but they will not wage war. It is a return to their roots, adjusted for the realities of the modern galaxy. The clone army presents a more complicated problem. With the war ending and their slave status revealed, the question becomes what to do with millions of soldiers who were created for a conflict that no longer exists. The answer comes from an unexpected source: the clones themselves. Commander Cody, now free of his chip and aware of his own agency, speaks before the Senate. We were created to be soldiers. We were bred, trained, and programmed for war. But we are more than that. We are men. We are individuals. And we deserve the right to choose our own paths. Some clones choose to remain in military service, joining the Republic Defense Force as volunteers with full rights and pay. Others leave the military entirely, seeking new lives as civilians. The Republic establishes programs to help them transition, providing education, job training, and support. It is imperfect, but it is a start. The Jedi take special interest in this process. Master Lyanna Cross makes it her personal mission to remove every inhibitor chip, traveling from world to free the clones from their programming. Thousands of Jedi assist her, using the Force to locate and disable the chips. It is exhausting work that takes months, but they do not stop until every clone is free. Anakin participates in this effort, working alongside other Jedi to save the men he once commanded. He visits Rex on Coruscant, finding his old friend in a recovery center. The removal of his chip left him disoriented, struggling to reconcile his true memories with the actions he was forced to take. General. Rex's voice is uncertain. I don't know what to call you now. Anakin is fine. Or friend, whichever you prefer. Rex looks down at his hands. I remember everything. The battles we fought, the trust we built. And I remember getting the order. Feeling my body move without my control, raising my weapon too. He stops, unable to continue. Anakin sits beside him. It wasn't you? The chips, the Sith. They did this. Not you. But I still remember it. How do I live with that? The same way all of us do. One day at a time. You survived, Rex. You resisted when you could have given in. That takes strength. And now you have the chance to build a new life. Whatever you want to be, whatever you want to do. The choice is yours. Rex nods slowly, processing the words. What about you, General? What will you do now? I'm going to teach. Help train the next generation of Jedi. Make sure they don't repeat our mistakes. Sounds like a worthy mission. They sit in comfortable silence, two warriors finding peace after the storm. Across the galaxy, similar conversations are happening. Jedi and clones, coming to terms with what was done to them and what they did. Healing is not quick or easy, but it is possible. The Separatist worlds present another challenge. With Dooku dead and Palpatine exposed, the confederacy of independent systems crumbles. But the grievances that led to their secession remain. The core worlds still dominate galactic politics. The Outer Rim is still neglected. Corporations still exploit workers and resources. The Jedi take the lead in negotiating the return of these worlds to the Republic. But they do not simply demand surrender. They listen. They mediate. They work to address the underlying problems. Some worlds rejoin the Republic after securing greater autonomy and representation. Others choose to form their own coalitions, independent but friendly. The Jedi support these decisions, recognizing that peace cannot be forced. A few corporate-controlled worlds resist, their leaders unwilling to give up power. In these cases, the Jedi take action. They expose corruption, support worker movements, and in extreme cases, remove leaders who refuse to step down. It is controversial work, skirting the line between peacekeeping and interference. But it is necessary. The reforms continue in the Republic itself. The Senate passes sweeping anti-corruption legislation, establishing oversight committees and transparency requirements. The executive office is restructured, with new checks on its power to prevent another tyrant from rising. The military is reorganized under civilian leadership, with strict regulations on clone rights and treatment. The changes are not perfect. Some senators resist, clinging to their power and privileges. But the momentum is undeniable. The galaxy has seen what happens when corruption goes unchecked and the people demand better. Anakin watches these changes from the temple, balancing his new role as teacher with his continued relationship with Padme. Their marriage is no longer a secret. After the truth about Palpatine came out, Anakin revealed his relationship to the Combined Council. Master Zarin Voss spoke in his defense. Love is not the enemy. Possession is, fear is. Anakin Skywalker loves Senator Amidala, but his love does not consume him. It strengthens him. He would die for her, but he would not kill for her. He would sacrifice his own happiness for hers. This is the love the Force celebrates. The Council debates the issue, some traditional members still uncomfortable with the idea of Jedi forming attachments. But the Elders' voices carry weight, and the vote is in Anakin's favor. He and Padme are allowed to remain together, though both understand the responsibilities they carry. She to the Republic, he to the Order. It is a balance they navigate carefully. Padme announces her pregnancy shortly after. Twins, the medical droids tell them. A boy and a girl. The news fills Anakin with joy and terror in equal measure. He has spent so long fearing that his attachments would lead him to darkness. But now, with Zarin's teachings and the Order's acceptance, he allows himself to simply be happy. Luke and Leia Skywalker are born in the spring in the temple's medical wing. Obi-Wan is there, standing beside Anakin as the two infants enter the world. The babies are, strong in the Force, their presence bright and pure. Anakin holds them, tears streaming down his face, overwhelmed by love and hope. They will grow up in a better galaxy, one where the Jedi have rediscovered their purpose, where the clones are free, where the Sith are defeated. It is not perfect, but it is better, and that is enough. In the months that follow, Anakin throws himself into teaching. The Combined Council establishes new training programs, blending ancient techniques with modern understanding. Younglings learn meditation and emotional balance. They are taught to feel without being consumed, to love without possessing, to act with both passion and wisdom. Anakin leads many of these classes, his own journey from conflict to balance serving as a lesson for the students. He teaches them about the clone wars, about the mistakes the Order made, about the price of becoming tools of the state. But he also teaches them about hope, about redemption, about the power of choosing the right path even when it is difficult. The younglings adore him. They see in him not perfection, but authenticity. He does not hide his emotions or his struggles. He acknowledges his anger, his fear, his attachments, and he shows them how to work with these feelings rather than against them. One afternoon, a young Twi'lek Padawan named Mira approaches him after class. "Master Skywalker, can I ask you something?" "Of course. You've made mistakes, right? You've been angry, afraid, all the things we're told to avoid. How do you deal with it?" Anakin considers the question carefully. "I acknowledge it. When I feel anger, I don't pretend it isn't there. I examine it. Where does it come from? What is it trying to tell me?" Sometimes anger is justified. Someone has committed an injustice, and anger is the natural response. But I don't let it control me. I feel it, understand it, and then decide how to act. And the anger guides me, but it doesn't rule me. What about fear? Fear is harder. It's insidious. It makes you see threats that might not exist. It makes you hold on too tight to the things you love. I've struggled with fear my whole life. Fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of the dark side itself. How did you overcome it? I didn't. Not completely. But I learned to recognize when fear is speaking and when the Force is speaking. Fear tells you to hold on, to control, to dominate. The Force tells you to let go, to trust, to connect. When I feel afraid, I stop and ask myself what I'm really afraid of. And usually, it's not the thing itself. It's the loss of control. And you're okay with not having control? Anakin laughs. I have to be. None of us have as much control as we think. The galaxy is vast and chaotic. People make their own choices. Events unfold in ways we can't predict. The only thing we can truly control is ourselves. Our responses, our choices, our paths. And that's enough? It has to be. The girl nods, absorbing his words. Thank you, Master. You're welcome. And Mira, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to doubt or struggle. That's how we grow. She smiles and returns to her studies, and Anakin watches her go. He sees in her the same potential he once had, the same fire and curiosity. But she will have a better foundation than he did. Better teachers, a better order. The work of reformation continues across the galaxy. The Jedi established new temples on worlds that have never had a Jedi presence. They offer mediation services to communities torn apart by the war. They train local peacekeepers and support grassroots efforts to rebuild. Master Kevin Orr leads an initiative to recover lost Jedi knowledge. Ancient texts, forgotten techniques, historical records. He believes that understanding the past is essential to building the future. Jedi scholars travel to distant archives and ruins, piecing together the Order's history. What they find is humbling. The Jedi have made these mistakes before. They have become too political, too militarized, too rigid, and each time they paid the price. But they also found ways to reform, to rediscover their purpose. The cycle is not new. What is new is the determination to break it. Master Lyanna Cross expands her medical work beyond removing inhibitor chips. She establishes the Jedi Healing Corps, a dedicated group focused on using the Force to heal not just physical wounds, but psychological trauma. The Clone Wars left scars on millions of beings. Soldiers suffering from combat stress, civilians who lost homes and families, even Jedi who struggle with guilt and grief. Lyanna's Corps works tirelessly to help them heal. Master Zarin Voss continues his role as philosopher and teacher. He writes extensively about the balance between light and dark, emotion and control, attachment and detachment. His teachings become foundational texts for the New Order, studied by Jedi of all ages. But not all elders remain active. Master Dovin Kael, Master Arana Vol, and Master Jira Sun return to the temple's depths, resuming their meditation. Their work is done. The Order has been set on the right path. Now it is up to the living to walk it. They will wait, sleeping but aware, ready to awaken if they are needed again. It is a reminder that the Order's history is long and its memory deep. Years pass. Luke and Leia grow, their Force sensitivity emerging early. They are bright children, curious and energetic. Anakin teaches them alongside other younglings, treating them the same as any student. But Obi-Wan takes special interest in them, becoming a sort of honorary uncle. He tells them stories of their father's exploits during the Clone Wars, carefully editing out the darker parts. The twins adore him, and his presence brings Anakin comfort. On their 5th birthday, Luke asks a question that stops Anakin cold. "Papa, were you ever scared?" "All the time," Anakin admits. "Still am sometimes. But you're a Jedi Master. Masters aren't afraid. Everyone is afraid, Luke. Even Masters. The difference is what you do with that fear. Do you let it stop you, or do you acknowledge it and move forward anyway? I want to be brave like you. You already are. Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you do the right thing even when you are scared." Leia chimes in, her voice serious beyond her years. "What if you don't know what the right thing is? Then you trust the Force. You listen to your heart, and you trust the people around you. No one has all the answers, Leia. We figure it out together." The children accept this, returning to their games. Anakin watches them, his heart full. He thinks of the path he might have walked, the darkness that could have consumed him. And he is grateful beyond words that he found another way. The galaxy continues to change. The Republic's reforms take hold, corruption diminishes, and representation expands. It is not perfect. There are still injustices, still conflicts, still suffering. But it is better than it was. And the Jedi are there, working alongside the people, helping where they can. Anakin receives a message one day from Commander Cody. The former clone commander has found work as a security consultant, helping new governments establish fair and effective peacekeeping forces. He asks Anakin to visit, to speak to a group of young officers about leadership and ethics. Anakin travels to the Outer Rim world where Cody now works. The two meet in a small cantina, older now but still recognizable. General Skywalker. "You don't have to call me that anymore, Cody. Old habits. They never die. They catch up, talking about their new lives." Cody speaks of the challenges of adjusting to civilian life, the difficulty of finding purpose after being a soldier for so long. But he also speaks of satisfaction, of helping others avoid the mistakes the Republic made. "You're doing good work," Anakin says. "I hope so. I think about the war a lot, the things we did, the orders we followed. I want to make sure the next generation doesn't make the same mistakes. That's all any of us can do. Learn from the past and try to do better." Cody nods and then asks the question that has been on his mind. "Do you ever regret it? The war, the fighting, all of it?" "Every day. But I also recognize that we did the best we could with what we knew. We were manipulated, used, turned into weapons. But we also saved lives. We protected people. And we survived. That counts for something. It has to count for something. Otherwise, what was it all for? Anakin speaks to Cody's officers, a group of young recruits eager to make a difference. He tells them about the Clone Wars, about the importance of questioning orders, of maintaining their humanity even in difficult circumstances. He tells them about the clones, about their sacrifice and their resilience. And he tells them that being a peacekeeper is about more than strength. It is about wisdom, compassion, and the courage to do what is right, even when it is hard. The officers listen intently, asking questions and absorbing his lessons. When he finishes, they thank him with genuine appreciation. On his way back to Coruscant, Anakin stops at a remote world to check on a Jedi outpost. The temple there is small, staffed by a handful of Jedi who serve the local community. They welcome him warmly, and he spends a few days helping with their work. One evening, he meditates in the temple's quiet garden. The Force flows through him, peaceful and strong. He thinks of Master Zarin, of the lessons that saved him from darkness. He thinks of Obi-Wan, his brother and mentor. He thinks of Padme, his anchor and his light. And he thinks of Luke and Leia, the future he is helping to build. In the Force, he feels a presence, ancient and familiar. Master Zarin has not spoken to him directly in months, but now his voice echoes through the meditation. "You have done well, Anakin Skywalker. Thank you, Master. But I am not done yet. None of us are. The work of balance is never finished. It is a constant practice, a daily choice. But you have shown others the way, and that is all any teacher can hope for. I had good teachers, and now you are one. Be proud of that." The presence fades, leaving Anakin alone in the garden. He opens his eyes, looking up at the stars. Somewhere out there, the galaxy continues to spin. People live and love and struggle. The Jedi work to protect them, and the Force flows through it all, connecting everything in an endless dance. Anakin rises and returns to the temple, ready to continue his work. The next morning, he receives a message from the Combined Council. There is a situation on a nearby world, a dispute between two factions that threatens to escalate into violence. They need a mediator, someone with experience and wisdom, someone who understands both sides. Anakin accepts the mission without hesitation. He travels to the world, meeting with leaders from both factions. The dispute is complex, rooted in generations of mistrust and competing claims to resources. But Anakin listens. He does not judge or take sides. He helps them see each other's perspectives, helps them find common ground. It takes days of careful negotiation, but eventually, an agreement is reached. The factions agree to share the resources, to work together rather than fight. It is not a perfect solution, but it is a peaceful one. As Anakin prepares to leave, one of the leaders approaches him. "Thank you, Master Jedi. Without your help, we would have gone to war. I'm glad I could help. But the credit belongs to you and your people. You chose peace. I simply facilitated. Still, you showed us another way. That's all we can do. Show each other that there are alternatives to violence, that understanding is possible, that peace is worth fighting for." The leader nods, and Anakin departs. On the journey back to Coruscant, he reflects on how far he has come, from a slave on Tatooine to a Jedi Knight to a teacher and peacekeeper. The path has not been easy, but it has been worth walking. When he returns to the temple, Padme is waiting for him. Luke and Leia rush into his arms, their laughter filling the hall. He holds them close, grateful for every moment. Obi-Wan joins them, smiling. "Another successful mission, I hear. It went well. And you?" "I've been helping Master Yoda with the younglings. I think I'm getting too old for this." "You're not that old. Tell that to my knees." They laugh, and Anakin feels content. This is what the Jedi are meant to be. Not warriors or politicians, but guardians and teachers. Connected to the people, serving the Force, finding balance between all things. In the council chambers, Master Windu and Master Kevan discuss the Order's future. New temples are being established, new Jedi are being trained. The reforms are taking hold, becoming tradition in their own right. "We have done well," Windu says, his voice carrying a note of satisfaction. "But we cannot become complacent. The Sith may be defeated, but darkness always finds new forms. We must remain vigilant." "Agreed," Kevan nods. "But we must also trust in the next generation. They have learned from our mistakes. They will face their own challenges, but they will be ready. And if they are not, then we will be here to guide them, as we were guided. That is the cycle. That is the way of the Force." The years continue to pass. The Republic strengthens, the Jedi thrive, and peace spreads across the galaxy. It is not a perfect peace. There are still conflicts, still injustices, still suffering. But there is also hope, compassion, and the determination to do better. Anakin grows older, his hair graying at the temples. But he does not slow down. He continues to teach, to mediate, to help wherever he is needed. Luke and Leia become Padawans, training under different masters. Luke studies with Obi-Wan, learning patience and defense. Leia trains with Master Shak Tai, mastering diplomacy and combat in equal measure. They are exceptional students, their potential limitless. But they are also normal children, prone to mischief and mistakes. Anakin watches them grow with pride and occasional exasperation. One day, as Anakin meditates in the temple gardens, a young Jedi approaches. She is a recent graduate, newly promoted to Knight. Her name is Kira, and she has been assigned her first solo mission. "Master Skywalker, may I speak with you?" "Of course. What's on your mind?" "I'm nervous. About my mission. I don't know if I'm ready." Anakin smiles. "That's a good sign. If you weren't nervous, I'd be worried. But what if I fail? What if I make the wrong choice? Then you learn from it." "Failure is not the end, Kira. It's part of the journey. Every Jedi, even the greatest masters, has failed at something. What matters is what you do next. Do you give up, or do you learn and grow? But people are counting on me. Yes, they are, and you will do your best for them. That's all anyone can ask. Trust in your training, trust in the Force, and trust in yourself. You are ready?" Kira nods, her nervousness easing. "Thank you, Master. Go, and may the Force be with you, always." She leaves, and Anakin watches her go. He sees in her the same potential he once had, the same determination. The Jedi Order's future is in good hands. As the sun sets over Coruscant, Anakin stands on the temple steps, looking out at the city. Padme joins him, slipping her hand into his. They stand together in comfortable silence, watching the lights flicker on as darkness falls. "It's beautiful," Padme says softly. "It is," Anakin agrees. "We've built something good here, something worth protecting. Yes, but it's fragile. We have to keep working, keep fighting for it. Otherwise, it all falls apart." "I know. But tonight, let's just appreciate what we have. Tomorrow, we go back to work. Tonight, we rest." Anakin pulls her close, and they watch the city together. Behind them, the Jedi Temple stands tall, a beacon of hope in the galaxy. Inside, younglings train, masters teach, and the Force flows through everything. The Jedi Order has been reborn, not as it was, but as it should be. Guardians of peace, not soldiers of war. Servants of the Force, not tools of the state. Individuals who feel deeply but are not consumed. Warriors who love but do not possess. This is the way forward. This is the balance. And in a quiet meditation chamber deep within the temple, Master Zarin Voss opens his eyes and smiles. The work is never done, but it is good work, and that is enough. He closes his eyes again, returning to his meditation, his presence a steady anchor in the Force. Above him, the galaxy turns. Countless beings live their lives, face their challenges, and find their own paths. And through it all, the Jedi watch over them, not as overlords or masters, but as guardians and friends. The Force connects everything, flowing through all living things, binding the galaxy together in an endless dance of light and shadow. Anakin Skywalker, once a slave, once a feared warrior, now a teacher and father, stands at the heart of this new order. He has walked through darkness and emerged into light. He has faced his fears and found balance. And now he helps others do the same. This is his legacy. Not the battles he won or the enemies he defeated, but the lives he touched and the students he inspired. One day, years later, Anakin is invited to speak before a gathering of Jedi from across the galaxy. They assemble in the temple's great hall, hundreds of Jedi of all ages and species. The combined council sits at the front, their faces reflecting the wisdom of experience and the hope of renewal. Anakin stands before them, older now, but still strong. His red lightsaber hangs at his belt, a reminder of his unique journey. He looks out at the assembled Jedi and begins to speak. Brothers and sisters of the Order, I stand before you not as a master who has all the answers, but as someone who has walked a difficult path and found his way through. Many of you know my story. You know about the red crystal I found on Elam, about the Council's doubts, about my struggles with the dark side. You know about the Clone Wars, about the division in our order, about the rise and fall of Palpatine. But what you might not know is how close I came to falling. How many times I stood on the edge of darkness, tempted by power, consumed by fear. The Sith Lord offered me everything I thought I wanted. Power to protect those I loved, the ability to reshape the galaxy, an end to the suffering I saw around me. And for a moment, I was tempted. But I had teachers who showed me another way. Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, who never lost faith in me even when I lost faith in myself. Master Zarin Voss and the other elders, who taught me that emotion is not the enemy, that balance is possible. Master Yoda and Master Windu, who had the courage to question their own assumptions and change. And Padme, my wife, who reminds me every day that love is not possession, but partnership. These people saved me, and they showed me that the Jedi Order could be something better than what it was. The Jedi Order was dying. We had become soldiers when we should have been guardians. We suppressed emotion when we should have understood it. We isolated ourselves when we should have connected. We served the state when we should have served the Force. But we learned. We changed. We reformed. And now we stand here. A stronger order, a wiser order, a more balanced order. We are guardians of peace, not soldiers of war. We feel but are not consumed. We love but do not possess. We act with wisdom and compassion. We serve the Force, which flows through all living things, connecting us in an endless web of life. This is the way. This is our path. And it is a path we must walk every day, in every choice we make. The work of balance is never finished. It is a constant practice, a daily commitment. There will be times when we stumble, times when we make mistakes, times when we are tempted by easier paths. But we have each other. We have the wisdom of those who came before us. And we have the Force, guiding us, connecting us, reminding us of what we are meant to be. So I say to you now, my brothers and sisters, go forward with courage. Teach the next generation. Protect those who cannot protect themselves. Mediate conflicts with wisdom and compassion. And never forget that you are more than warriors. You are guardians. You are teachers. You are servants of the Force. And together, we will ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. Together, we will build a better future. May the Force be with you, always. The hall erupts in applause. Jedi of all ages rise to their feet, their voices joining in affirmation. Anakin steps back, humbled by their response. Obi-Wan approaches, placing a hand on his shoulder. Well said, my friend. You have become the teacher I always knew you could be. I had a good example to follow. They embrace, brothers in the Force and in life. Around them, the Jedi celebrate not victory, but renewal. The path forward is clear, if not easy. But they walk it together, united by purpose and guided by the Force. And in the quiet moments, when the galaxy sleeps and the stars shine bright, the Force itself seems to whisper its approval. Balance has been restored, not perfectly, but genuinely. The Jedi have found their way home. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. They fight their way to the Senate building, where Grievous has cornered Palpatine in his office. The cyborg general stands over the Chancellor, lightsabers ignited, when Anakin and Obi-Wan burst through the doors. Their lightsabers flash, driving Grievous back. The general laughs, a mechanical sound. Jedi. So predictable. Always rushing to save the helpless, always playing the hero. He attacks with ferocious speed, 4 lightsabers spinning in a deadly whirlwind. Anakin and Obi-Wan separate, flanking him from both sides. Their coordination is perfect, honed by years of fighting together. Obi-Wan deflects 2 of Grievous's blades, while Anakin strikes at his mechanical legs. The general leaps backward, coughing his signature rasp. Behind them, Palpatine watches with hidden interest. The duel is brutal. Grievous is faster, stronger, more aggressive. But Anakin and Obi-Wan have something he doesn't. Trust. They move as one, anticipating each other's strikes. When Grievous focuses on Obi-Wan, Anakin attacks from behind. When the general turns on Anakin, Obi-Wan presses the advantage. Slowly, they drive him back, away from the Chancellor. But as they fight, Anakin feels it. A disturbance in the Force. Something dark and familiar, watching from the shadows. He reaches out with his senses, using the techniques Zarin taught him, and feels the presence of someone nearby. Someone powerful. Someone who radiates malice and control. Obi-Wan, it's a trap. The Chancellor is. He never finishes the sentence. Palpatine raises his hand, and Anakin is thrown across the room, slamming into the wall. Obi-Wan spins, shocked, but Grievous takes advantage and kicks him through the window. The Jedi Master catches himself with the Force, dangling from the edge. Anakin struggles to his feet, his head ringing. Palpatine stands, his kindly expression melting away, to reveal something cold and calculating beneath. Well done, my young friend. You are more perceptive than the others. Lord Sidious. Anakin ignites his lightsaber. You've been hiding in plain sight all along, indeed. And you have been so useful, Anakin. Your wars, your struggles, your pain. All of it has served my purpose. Now, the Jedi are divided. The Republic is mine. And you have a choice to make. Join me, and I will teach you powers beyond imagination. Refuse, and you will die with the rest of your order. Anakin feels the rage building inside him. This man, this creature, has orchestrated everything. The war, the suffering, the death of millions. And he stands here, smiling, offering power as if it is a gift. For a moment, Anakin teeters on the edge. The dark side whispers to him, promising strength, promising justice, promising an end to all of this. But then he remembers Zarin's teachings. Feel, but do not be consumed. He takes a deep breath and centers himself. I am a Jedi, and you are going to pay for what you've done. Foolish boy. Palpatine's face twists with fury. He raises both hands and lightning erupts from his fingertips. Anakin brings his lightsaber up, absorbing the energy. The pain is excruciating, but he holds firm. Behind Palpatine, Obi-Wan pulls himself back through the window. And from the shadows, Master Windu and Master Yoda emerge. They have been waiting, watching, preparing. It ends here, Sidious. Windu's voice is hard as stone. Palpatine's eyes widen just for a moment before his smile returns. At last, the Jedi reveal their hand. But you are too late. My pieces are already in place. He taps a device on his wrist. Execute Order 66. Across the galaxy, clone troopers receive the command. Their inhibitor chips activate, overriding loyalty and friendship with cold programming. On Cato Ne Moedia, Commander Cody opens fire on Obi-Wan's ship. On Felucia, clones turn their weapons on Isla Secura. On Kashyyyk, Yoda's troopers prepare to execute him. But Yoda is not there. He is on Coruscant confronting the Sith. And deep in the temple, the elders feel the shift in the Force. The clones. Kavanor closes his eyes. The trap is sprung. Master Leia, take half our forces. Evacuate the temple. Protect the younglings. Get them off Coruscant. The rest of you, with me. We march on the Senate. The elders move with the speed of warriors honed by millennia of training. They burst from the temple, lightsabers ignited, as clone troopers storm the entrance. The battle is brief and brutal. The elders do not kill. They disarm, disable, and deflect. These troopers are victims, not enemies. But they must be stopped. Kavan leads his group through the city, toward the Senate building. Behind them, transports lift off, carrying Jedi younglings to safety. Master Leia watches them go, then turns to face the oncoming clone battalions. You will not pass. In the Chancellor's office, the battle rages. Palpatine unleashes torrents of lightning, battling 4 Jedi at once. Windu and Yoda press him from the front, their lightsabers moving in perfect synchronization. Anakin and Obi-Wan attack from the flanks, driving him back. But Sidious is not just powerful. He is ancient, cunning, and utterly ruthless. He leaps above them, clinging to the ceiling with the Force, and hurls debris in all directions. Obi-Wan is forced to shield Anakin from a falling beam. Yoda deflects chunks of Dura-Steel with waves of Force energy. Windu charges forward, his purple blade flashing. The duel moves to the Senate chambers, the vast circular room where laws are made and broken. Palpatine stands at the center, his red lightsaber igniting for the first time. The 4 Jedi spread out, surrounding him. This is fitting. Palpatine's voice echoes through the chamber. The Jedi, who claim to serve democracy, attempt to assassinate the rightfully elected leader of the Republic. How will history remember you? As the heroes who saved the galaxy from a tyrant. Windu charges forward. The 5 lightsabers meet in an explosion of light. Palpatine moves like liquid darkness, his blade everywhere at once. He parries Windu's overhead strike, spins to deflect Yoda's thrust, and kicks Anakin back in one fluid motion. Obi-Wan tries to attack from behind, but Palpatine senses him and unleashes a burst of Force energy that sends him sprawling. This is the power of the Sith. Palpatine's voice is filled with dark glee, unlimited, unstoppable. You cannot win. Then we will die trying. Windu rushes forward again, and this time the others follow as one. They attack in perfect coordination, each strike flowing into the next. Anakin feels the Force guiding him, connecting him to his allies. This is what Zarin taught him. Not to fight alone, but to fight as part of something greater. Their lightsabers flash in a deadly dance. Palpatine defends, but for the first time, he is pressed. Yoda's strikes are impossibly fast, a green blur that Palpatine can barely track. Windu's Vapad form feeds on the dark side energy, growing stronger with each exchange. Obi-Wan's Soresu defense becomes offense, his blade always exactly where it needs to be. And Anakin, drawing on both his training and his passion, fights with a fury that is controlled but devastating. Palpatine realizes he is losing. He unleashes another torrent of lightning, this time directed at all 4 Jedi at once. The energy arcs through the chamber, blinding and deadly. But the Jedi do not break. Yoda absorbs the lightning, channeling it into the ground. Windu deflects it with his lightsaber. Obi-Wan and Anakin create a Force barrier, protecting each other. And then, as one, they strike. 4 lightsabers pierce Palpatine's defense. Anakin's blade cuts through his right arm. Windu's severs his lightsaber hand. Yoda's strike disables his legs, and Obi-Wan's finds his heart. The Dark Lord of the Sith stumbles, his eyes wide with disbelief. Impossible. This is not how it ends. This is not my fate. Your fate is what you made it. Windu's voice is cold. You are under arrest for crimes against the Republic, for treason, for mass murder, for enough. Palpatine's voice is weak, but still defiant. I am the Senate. No. Yoda steps forward, his eyes sad but resolute. The Senate you manipulated. The Republic you corrupted, and now ended, your reign is. Palpatine opens his mouth to respond, but his body fails him. The Sith Lord collapses, his yellow eyes dimming. And with his death, a wave ripples through the Force. Across the galaxy, the clone troopers hesitate. The inhibitor chips pulse, fighting against their own wills. Some continue to attack. Others stop, confused and horrified by what they are doing. In the temple, Master Leanna feels the shift. She reaches out with the Force, touching the minds of the clones before her. These men are slaves, just as the elders said. She focuses her power, channeling ancient techniques, and pulses Force energy toward them. The inhibitor chips crack. The clones drop their weapons, clutching their heads. What? What happened? What did we do? You are free now. Leanna's voice is gentle. The Sith's control is broken. You are your own men again. In the Senate chamber, the 4 Jedi stand over Palpatine's body. The battle is won, but the war is far from over. Outside, the elders arrive with their forces. Kavan Orr enters the chamber and bows to the assembled Jedi. It is done. The Sith Lord is defeated. And the Order? Anakin asks. The Order survives. Leanna has freed the clones. The younglings are safe. But we have much to rebuild. The aftermath is chaotic. With Palpatine dead, the Senate is in disarray. Some senators call for martial law. Others demand a full investigation into the Chancellor's crimes. The evidence is overwhelming. Records of his communications with Dooku. Proof of his manipulation of the Clone Wars. Financial records showing his embezzlement of Republic funds. Slowly, the truth emerges. The war was a lie. The Separatists were puppets, and the Jedi were pawns in a game they never understood. The Republic reacts with shock, anger, and shame. In the temple, the two councils meet for the first time since the split. The tension is still present, but there is also respect. "We owe you an apology." Master Windu speaks, his voice heavy. "You were right. We had become tools of the state. We lost our way, and we were too rigid in our approach." Kavan responds. "We spoke of the old ways as if they were perfect. But the galaxy has changed. We must change with it. Then let us find a new way together." Yoda steps forward, neither the old nor the new alone, but both, together, balanced. The Jedi begin the work of rebuilding. They officially sever their ties with the Republic military. No longer will they serve as generals or commanders. Instead, they will return to their role as peacekeepers and mediators. A new combined council is formed, mixing members from both the traditional council and the elders. Master Windu, Master Yoda, Master Kavan, Master Lyanna, and others work together to chart a new course for the Order. The clone army presents a unique challenge. These men were created to be soldiers, but with the war ending, what becomes of them? Some choose to continue serving the Republic as volunteers. Others seek new lives, leaving the military behind. And the Jedi work to remove the inhibitor chips from all clones, freeing them from any future manipulation. It is a monumental task, but necessary. Anakin is granted the rank of Jedi Master for his role in defeating Sidious. The recognition is bittersweet. For so long, he craved this title, this validation. But now, having learned from Zarin, he understands that titles mean nothing. What matters is the path you walk, not the name others give you. His relationship with Padme is revealed to the Council. In the old order, this would have been grounds for expulsion. But the new order is different. Love is not forbidden. Master Lyanna herself speaks in his defense. Attachment becomes dangerous when it turns possessive. But Anakin's love for Senator Amidala is selfless. He would die for her, but he would not kill for her. He would sacrifice his happiness for hers. This is the love the Force celebrates, not condemns. The Council agrees. Anakin and Padme are allowed to remain together, though they must be mindful of their duties. She to the Republic, he to the Order. It is a balance they are both willing to maintain. Obi-Wan approaches Anakin one evening on the temple's meditation balcony. "I am proud of you, my friend. You found your path when I could not. You were always guiding me, Master, even when I didn't realize it." "No, Anakin. You guided yourself. I simply walked beside you." The two stand in comfortable silence, watching the sun set over Coruscant. The new Jedi Order begins implementing ancient techniques alongside modern practices. Younglings are taught emotional balance, not emotional suppression. They learn to meditate on their feelings, to understand their attachments, to channel their passion into purpose. Master Zarin Voss becomes the Order's chief philosopher, teaching a new generation the wisdom of the ancients. Master Kavin Orr leads the reformation of Jedi training, creating programs that blend combat prowess with diplomatic skill. Master Lyanna Cross establishes the Jedi Medical Corps, focusing on healing not just bodies, but minds. The work of freeing clones from their programming becomes her personal mission. In the Republic, reforms sweep through the Senate. Anti-corruption measures are implemented. Executive power is checked by new oversight committees. The military is restructured, with civilian leadership replacing Jedi command. It is a slow process, but the Republic begins to heal. The separatist worlds, leaderless without Dooku and Grievous, negotiate their return to the Republic. Many have legitimate grievances that were exploited by the Sith. The new Senate works to address these concerns, offering greater autonomy and representation. Not all worlds rejoin. Some form their own confederations, choosing independence over Republic membership. The Jedi support these decisions, recognizing that peace cannot be forced. It must be chosen. Anakin takes on a new role as a teacher. He leads classes for Padawans, teaching them the balance between emotion and control. His reputation as the hero with no fear has transformed into something deeper. He is now known as the Bridge, the Jedi who united the old and new ways. Ahsoka returns to the Order after her brief departure. The reforms convince her that the Jedi can change, that they can be better. She works alongside Anakin, helping train the next generation. One day, as Anakin teaches a class of eager younglings, one asks him a question. "Master Skywalker, how do you know if you're on the right path? How do you know if you're making the right choice?" Anakin smiles, thinking of all he has learned, all he has experienced. You don't always know. Sometimes the right path is unclear. Sometimes both choices seem right or both seem wrong. But you trust the Force, you trust yourself, and you trust the people around you. The Jedi Order was dying because we forgot what it meant to be Jedi. We became soldiers when we should have been guardians. We suppressed emotion when we should have understood it. We isolated ourselves when we should have connected. The elders reminded us of our past, not to live in it, but to learn from it. They taught us that tradition and progress are not enemies. They are partners. We are guardians of peace, not soldiers of war. We feel, but are not consumed. We act, but with wisdom. We love, but without possession. We serve the Force, which flows through all living things. This is the way. The younglings nod, absorbing his words. Anakin looks out the window at the setting sun, feeling the Force flow through him, balanced, whole, at peace. In the months that follow, the galaxy begins to stabilize. The war is over, the Sith are defeated, and the Jedi have found their purpose again. But challenges remain. Remnants of the separatist military form pirate bands. Criminal cartels expand into the power vacuum left by the war, and whispers of other dark side cults begin to surface. The Jedi respond, but not as an army. They send small teams of skilled masters to handle each situation. They negotiate, they mediate, they protect, and when necessary, they fight, but always with wisdom, always with purpose. Anakin leads many of these missions, his skills honed by years of war and wisdom gained from the elders. He becomes known across the galaxy as a hero who fights for justice, not glory. As a warrior who seeks peace, not battle. As a Jedi who loves, but does not possess. Years pass. The Republic continues its reforms, becoming stronger and more just. The Jedi Order thrives, its ranks swelling with new recruits inspired by the changes. And the elders, satisfied that their mission is complete, begin to return to their meditations. But not all of them. Master Zarin Voss chooses to remain active, teaching and guiding. Master Kevin Orr takes a seat on the permanent Combined Council. Master Lyanna Cross continues her work, freeing clones and healing minds. The others return to the lower levels of the temple, resuming their vigils, waiting for the next time they will be needed. One evening, Anakin visits Zarin in his meditation chamber. The ancient master opens, his eyes and smiles. Anakin Skywalker, you have come far from the conflicted young man I first met. I had good teachers. Teachers can only guide. You walk the path yourself, and you walk it well. I wanted to thank you for everything, for seeing me as I was, not as the Council feared I would become, for teaching me balance, for showing me that my emotions were not a weakness. You are welcome, my student. But understand, I did not change you. I simply helped you see what was already there. The strength, the compassion, the balance. These were always part of you. Anakin bows deeply. I hope I can be as good a teacher as you were to me. You already are. Zarin closes his eyes, returning to his meditation. Go now. Your wife is waiting, and your students need you. Anakin smiles and leaves the chamber. Above, in their quarters, Padme is indeed waiting. She is pregnant, a secret they have shared with only a few trusted friends. Twins, Luke and Leia, children who will grow up in a galaxy at peace, children who will be raised knowing love, not war, children who will have a father present, not consumed by darkness. The future is uncertain. It always is. But for the first time in generations, the galaxy has hope. The Sith are defeated, the Jedi are reformed, and the Republic is healing. In the temple, younglings train under the watchful eyes of masters who understand balance. In the Senate, representatives work toward justice, not power. And across the galaxy, beings of all species live in peace, knowing that guardians watch over them, not as warriors, not as soldiers, but as Jedi. One day, Anakin stands on the temple steps, looking out at Coruscant. Beside him, Obi-Wan places a hand on his shoulder. You did well, Anakin. Better than I ever imagined. We did well, all of us. The Council, the Elders, the Republic. We learned to change, to adapt, to grow. That is the lesson, isn't it? Obi-Wan smiles. Growth, evolution, balance. The Force is not static. It is alive, moving, changing. And we must change with it. They stand together, master and former student, brothers in the Force. Below them, the city teems with life. Above them, stars shimmer in the endless void. And within them, the Force flows, connecting all things in the eternal dance of light and shadow, tradition and progress, past and future. The Jedi Order has been reborn, not as it was, but as it should be. And the galaxy is better for it. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.